The story begins far back in an October morning of 2005. The air was cold, but soft. The kind of autumn morning that smells like wet leaves, warm coffee, and new beginnings. James was 22 years old. He didn't believe in fate. He believed in routines, schedules, and plans. Every morning before work he stopped at the same small cafe. Same street. Same window seat. Same black coffee. Same notebook. And that morning, someone was sitting where no one ever sat. A girl in a beige coat, her hair slightly messy from the wind, hands wrapped around a warm cup. She was looking outside, lost in thought, when she suddenly looked up. Their eyes met. And for a brief second, the world seemed to pause. "Is anyone sitting here?" she asked gently. James shook his head. "No. You can sit." She smiled and closed her book. That was autumn. They started talking. About nothing at first. Then about everything. Music. Childhood. Things they feared. Things they dreamed about but never said out loud. She laughed easily. James listened deeply. 2 hours passed like 10 minutes. When they finally stood up, she hesitated. "Maybe we'll meet again," she said. James didn't pretend to think. "I'd really like that." They exchanged numbers. And without knowing it, they exchanged futures. From that day on, they became inseparable. Their love didn't explode. It grew. Late walks through empty streets. Old movies on a scratched laptop. Coffee that always went cold because talking mattered more than drinking. Autumn loved photography. She said moments were fragile, and she wanted to save them. James loved writing. He said emotions were confusing, and he wanted to understand them. She took pictures of the world. He tried to understand it. After a year, they moved in together. A small apartment. Thin walls. Old furniture. A balcony that barely fit 2 chairs. But it felt like a kingdom. They cooked together. Argued about nothing. Fell asleep on the couch. Planned trips they couldn't afford yet. James worked long hours. Autumn said she was freelancing online. Sometimes she traveled. Sometimes she locked herself in the bedroom for calls. Sometimes she stayed up late with headphones on. James never questioned it. Because when you truly love someone, you don't search for danger in their smile. At night she rested her head on his chest. "Do you ever think about the future?" she asked once. "All the time," James smiled. "And you're always in it." She kissed him. And James believed he would marry this woman. James's best friend was JJ. They had known each other since high school. JJ was louder, more reckless, always joking. James was quieter, more observant. JJ teased him a lot. "Yo, brother," JJ laughed one day, watching James cook dinner, "you're glowing. Love is doing something strange to you." James smiled. "I'm just happy." "Then protect that," JJ said, still smiling, but softer. "Real things are rare." Autumn liked JJ. JJ respected Autumn. Everything seemed clean. Normal. Safe. Then came a night that wasn't supposed to matter. JJ was alone. Bored. Scrolling through random sites. Clicking without thinking. Then he saw a face. He froze. He clicked. Another video. Another angle. Another. Different men. Different rooms. Same woman. Autumn. His chest tightened. He checked the dates. Recent. Some from months ago. Some from weeks ago. During James's relationship. Professional lighting. Paid content. Hidden identity. But not hidden enough. JJ closed the laptop. Opened it again. He hoped he was wrong. But hope didn't survive the truth. He didn't sleep. The next evening, James's phone rang. "James, it's JJ." His voice was different. Flat. Heavy. "What's up, man? We need to talk. In person. Please. Now." Yes. They met in JJ's car. The engine was off. The street was quiet. JJ stared at the steering wheel for a long time. "I found something last night," he finally said. James frowned. "Found what?" JJ handed him the phone. James watched. His breath slowed. Then broke. He scrolled. His hands started shaking. That's not her," James whispered. "Check the dates," JJ said quietly. James did. The world collapsed without sound. "That's when we went to the lake," James muttered. That's our anniversary week." JJ swallowed. "I'm sorry, brother. I prayed it wasn't true." James leaned back. His chest felt hollow. But he didn't cry. Not yet. "Thank you for telling me," James said after a long pause. "I didn't know how," JJ replied. "But you deserved the truth." That night, James didn't go home. He walked. Streets. Bridges. Empty parks. Every memory attacked him. Every laugh became suspicious. Every kiss rewound itself with new meaning. Near dawn, he returned. Autumn was in the kitchen. "Hey," she smiled. "You didn't answer your phone." James looked at her like at a stranger wearing a familiar face. "We need to talk." Her smile faded. He put the phone on the table. "Who are you?" Silence. Her shoulders dropped. "How long?" he asked. She didn't answer. "How long?" His voice rose. She cried. Explained. Money. Mistakes. Addiction. Fear. "I love you," she said. It meant nothing. James laughed once. Dry. Broken. "It meant everything," he replied. "Because you did it while looking into my eyes." He didn't scream. He didn't insult her. He simply packed a bag. At the door, she whispered, "Please, don't go." James turned. "I lost you long before this night." And he left. The months after were slow and heavy. James barely spoke. Barely ate. Barely slept. He went to the gym until his muscles failed. He wrote until his fingers hurt. He avoided places. Songs. Smells. JJ stayed close. Sometimes joking. "Yo, when this is over, we're traveling somewhere stupid." Sometimes serious. "You didn't lose your worth. You lost someone who couldn't carry it." Slowly, James stopped asking why. Slowly, he started asking, "Who am I now?" He cut his hair. Changed his routines. Moved apartments. He learned to sit alone. Without shaking. He learned that pain doesn't disappear. It transforms. One evening, a year later, summer air filled the city. Warm. Alive. James sat at a cafe terrace. The same street. Different season. In front of him, iced coffee. A notebook. Sunlight. He wasn't waiting for anyone. And that was new. "Excuse me," a soft voice said. "Is this seat taken?" He looked up. A girl stood there in a light dress, holding a book. "No," he said. "Go ahead." She sat. They exchanged small smiles. "I'm Summer," she said, offering her hand. James smiled. Not because of her, but because of the name. Autumn had been his past. Autumn had been his fall. This was summer. A different season. A different beginning. "I'm James." They talked. About books. Travel. Mistakes. Growth. Not flirting. Understanding. "I believe people meet when they're ready," she said. James looked at his glass. Then at her. "I think I finally am." She smiled. "Would you like to continue this conversation another day?" James felt something he hadn't felt in a long time. Not excitement. Peace. "I'd like that," he said. As they stood up, sunlight fell across the table. And James realized something simple. He wasn't broken. He was rebuilt. And this time, on truth.